Hi everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Mimeograph Monday with a twist. And I thought I would do something different today, and I'm going to be doing a Mimeograph Monday with a twist from one of the online exclusives bundles. So this card is just online in the store. So I thought it'd be fun because you may have missed this bundle. I know I kind of forgot about it, and then when I was pulling out my retired stuff, I was like putting numbers in, right? And I'm like, oh, this is still current. I need to play with it. So that's what I thought I would do. So it's the Irresistible Blooms, and it's a very, very cute set. It even has a splatter, and you know I love a splatter. And then it has the die that matches it. So that's what we're going to play with today. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So I go live with you Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays, and I will be watching the live premiere with you in the chat room. So if you have any questions, comments, anything at all, you want to chit chat with the other girls and guys in the chat room, that's where you will find me. If you're watching the replay, then please leave a comment down below. YouTube will let me know, and then I can reach out to you. Okay, I think that is all. I'm going to go over a few things before we get started. There is free shipping tomorrow, and that's May the 21st for 1 day only. And you have to, if you're in the United States, I know I have viewers from all over the place, but if you're in the United States, because that's where I am, you have to order at least $75 before tax and shipping for the free shipping to come into your cart. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to turn the camera, close your eyes just for a second while I get adjusted. Okay, so here is the code for May, and I know I bring this up every week, but make sure if you're placing an order in my store, and if you're ordering less than $150 before tax and shipping, please use this code, and then it lets me do the goodies and the guts each month. Now you can see the video on my channel where I show you the goodies and the guts for May. You can also check them out on my blog as well. All right, let's go over the free shipping. So don't forget, tomorrow, May the 21st, it's only for 24 hours. So keep that in mind. And this is on orders of 75 or more. So just like I mentioned. So start your wish list now. What would be great is if you join my team today, you'll get the in-color stuff for free. Then you could place your first demonstrator order tomorrow and save even more. So keep that in mind as well. I would love to have you join my team. All right. I have talked about upcoming classes. The May class will go out next week, but I want to bring up the June class. I've had several people go, what's going to be on June? So I thought I would get announced here. I also have mentioned the July class, but I have more details on the June one now. And this is a really cute sweet peas. It is so adorable. I mean, look at these little peas. They make me pee my pants. So this is the class for June. It's $50. It includes a stamp set, and you get a whole pack of the, let's see, do I have them here handy? I thought I did. No. Anyways, you get this sweet pea stamp set and a pack of the new transparent adhesive backed dots. Supplies for 5 projects. You get the PDF with the close-up pics with a supply list. It includes also the priority postage. And then after I make my project, I tape it, I will send you a private video link, and that's embedded into the PDF. And then you can make your projects along with me at your leisure. Now this is for USA only. So the registration is open now, and it closes June the 12th. Unless I sell out, because supplies are limited. And the class packets will go out June the 24th. So keep that in mind. Down here it says Team Perk 25 guts only. So if you are a member of my team, and I do offer just a limited amount of these each month. So the earlier you register as a team, you know, the the more you're guaranteed to be able to get one of these. You can get the guts only for $25, and that just means you would order these things on your own and get your commission, which helps you on your quarterly minimum. And I just send you the paper stuff, you know, or whatever we're using. If I come up with a 3D something and I grab something somewhere, you would get that stuff. But these two items here, you would need to order on your own if you're doing the team perk one. So if you have any questions at all, make sure you holler at me. I know I'm throwing out a lot of information today. All right, and then don't forget to save the date for my virtual fall social, and I've mentioned that as well. Okay, so let's get to this cue card. All right, so like I said, this is the Irresistible Blooms, and this is a online exclusive, and it has a matching die. And I don't think it ever was in a catalog. I could be mistaken, but it is online. And so I just went to my store and I pulled that up, and you can see samples in the store. Excuse me. So I thought, you know what, this is a super cute little card. Now, that being said, I had to figure it out on my own because there's no recipe for this. So it may or may not be identical because, like I said, I'm just kind of like going, well, that looks like this color. This looks like that color. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit of stamping first so that it can dry. All right, so I am guessing it was Pool Party and Lemon Lime Twist. The cardstock is soft seafoam. Soft seafoam. All right, so let's see here. I want my flower is going to be Pool Party. And my leaf is going to be Lemon Lime Twist. And I'm just stamping this on basic white. And then I have a piece of oh my gosh, Smoky Slate. And I'm going to stamp hello. Let me get another piece here. That was my little tester to figure out how big a piece it was. All right, so we're going to stamp our hello. Right here. Just with the memento. And then, okay. All right, so we'll set that aside. Now, I have a die for these. So I'll take it over to my cut and emboss, and I will cut out these two. There we go. All right. Now also, we are using this fun little bubbly looking line die as well. It's right here. Okay, but what you want to do is I'm using adhesive paper, and I'll show you what that is here. It is the adhesive sheets, and I'm going to pull one out of here, and I have a sheet of soft seafoam. So this is a little bit longer than it needs to be, so I'm just going to just give this a trim. Right there. All right, so it has these little not rip, but like foldy things. So you're just going to fold that, and that's just going to expose the adhesive, and then I'm going to stick it on my cardstock, and then I'm just going to peel this back, and I'm going to expose this one. And again, just lay it. So it kind of reminds me, if you ever put wallpaper on and you kind of work your way. So that's what this kind of reminds me of. All right, and then we'll peel this here. The last one's a little harder. I usually grab it from the edge. And the same thing, I just kind of work my way, give it a good press. And then what I did was I cut this. Put that aside so I can use that again. So I cut that, and so here you can see the adhesives back here. So then what we'll do is we'll put this on, we'll run it through the cut and emboss, and then it gives us this here. And then I just kind of work my little things out, and it's very delicate, so you want to be very careful when pulling them out. So that you don't tear them. And if you want, you could pull the glue off. All right, so let's get them all off of there. All right, so let's bring the card over. Now, like I said, I had a guess. I had a guess on the size of the card, and I just went by the picture, and when I laid down, you know, my flower and my leaf, I'm like, okay, it looks like it is two, like when it's folded, it looks like it is 2 by 5.5. Or 3 by 5.5. So it is a 6 by 5.5 scored at 3. Now, like I said, this might be not the right size, but that's what I'm going with. All right, so then we just have to peel off. Now this is going to be kind of tricky because it is so delicate, but I thought this would be so much easier to glue than if I used, you know, the two-way glue or anything like that. So I'm just going to start peeling this off. But like I said, it's pretty delicate, and there could be an easier way to do it, but this is what I'm doing. Alright, so peel, and then just keep going. So then the next one peels. And then that adhesive paper kind of protects that cardstock a little bit, because it gives it a little bit of a extra little something something. So when you're running it through the cut and emboss, it has an extra little thickness to it. Okay, now I'm just going to trim so I'm not catching any of this sticky stuff. Alright, so let's bring this over, and I'm going to start to stick this on the card, and then we'll fiddle fart with it more later. So I made it, the card, so I also made the card a little bit shorter than this, because I thought I could work with it a little bit easier. Oh wait, yep, there we go. I want to make sure I had the right ones. So I have pulled this apart, and I'm just squishing it down there. Easier said than done. Okay, so just kind of work your way. That one goes up. Here, and then we're going to peel this back. So this is a cool die, but it is very finicky. There we go. And then we're just going to let that lay where it wants. And it's so delicate, you can almost spread it a little bit, you know, so it's a little wider than it needs to be, which is kind of cool. Alright, so I'm giving it a good smush. Alright, so here's the one I just did. And it is still attached up here. So I'm thinking this might make it a little easier to put on there if it's attached up there. And that's also why I made this card a little shorter, because this is 6 inches. And I just thought it was going to be easier to trim my edges than if I made it identical. Like if I made the card 6 inches, then I wouldn't have any, you know, this would go right to the end. So if I had any boo-boos or if I messed up, I wouldn't have any trim spaces. So that's why I did it a little shorter. Plus then it fits in the envelope, right? It fits in a regular envelope. So just use your pick tool. And that one might be a little sticky. There we go. I do find that this one right here tears a little bit. Alright, so now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to peel this off. So your pick tool is your friend for sure with this one. So do you have this? Because obviously this is the first time I have played with this. So if you have, you might be going, oh, I do this and it makes it easier. So definitely share if you have this and you have played with it. Because sometimes I'll think of something later and go, oh, this was a lot easier if I did this. Or if I did that. So, but I definitely want to peel all of it instead of leaving half and half. And two-way might have been easier, but there's no way I could have been gluing down the tiny little lines, I don't believe, because they're pretty skinny. These little, you know, the long lines that are attached to the little bubbles, they're pretty skinny. So I was like, I don't think I want to do, even with my little tiny glue bottle, I think that would have been too hard. I think I would have had a mess. So that's why I chose to grab the adhesive sheets. Plus I haven't used them in a while. So they kind of turn things into a sticker, basically. Excuse me for my nose. My allergies are still acting up. Okay, there we go, there we go. And then it sticks all to my fingers. But this is kind of like a, I don't know what this is. It's kind of futuristic looking. Alright, so we're going to put this on here. Nope, I just want to make sure that I'm not using the same one. So see, this is not the same circles. Alright, so this goes on here. So push, push, push. And then we'll just trim. So we'll trim anything that hangs off. But isn't that so cool? I just love it. I mean, it is a little tedious. You can see where I missed a couple, but I'm totally fine with that. But it's just such a cool look. And I love the tone on tone, because then it just, visually it looks like you've embossed it. Alright, so just push those really, really down. Sometimes those skinny dies takes a little more pushing to get those adhesive sheets to stick, because they're so skinny. So I think if I were to use my heat gun, it would kind of activate that adhesive a little bit, so it might stick a little better. But, all right. So I'm going to trim this off here because it goes off the card. All right. So there we have our cute little whatever those are. So let's get our hello. So we have our little hello, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to trim. Now this looks like it's on with dimensionals because it does look like it is sticking up away from the card. So I'm just kind of sticking them on here, and hopefully I've got them in the right place. All right. So it comes up about here. And again, I am just guessing. So this is 1 inch thick. And then I'm just going to use the edge of the card to trim. Okay, so cute. And then we'll bring our flower over. So I'm going to put this on with green tip. So this was fun to come up with a twist card. Come on, green tip. Ugh. Well, no, we're not. We're going to put it on with glue dots since I can't get my green tip to come out. All right, so hold on a minute. All right, so this, I had my leaves going the wrong direction. All right, so this goes on like that. Okay, and then our flower. So first I thought it was the big flower, so I had pulled the big flower out, and then when I got looking at it better, I was like, oh, that's the little flower. So then that also made me change the size of my card because of that. All right, so I'm going to put my dimensionals on here. And I'm not going to worry about putting any glue here because it's just going to rest on top of that leaf. Now it also uses the, I'm looking, oh, here we are. I'm like, where are they? Now I don't want to lose my dies. I'm really bad. I should be putting them away. All right, so this also uses the brushed brass butterflies. And we want a baby one. So there's a baby one. Come on, little baby. So there's a baby one and a big one. And a big one up here. And two babies. So what is that? 1, 2, 3. Remember me, I like to have odd. So sometimes I will change a little bit. Like maybe Stampin' Up will use it even. And they're pretty good too about, you know, the whole odd thing. But sometimes if they do put it even, then I will switch that up. But this is odd. But look how cute. And it looks very, very similar, don't you think, to this one, with me just guessing. So you don't always have to have the recipe, because sometimes you can just figure it out. Okay, so let me clean up my mess here and we'll get to the twist. So for my twist card, I want to do a full-size card. So I'm going to use a basic white thick. And, alright, so this is going to go on the inside. So the outside, I made this a little smaller. So we're going to use the new Petunia Pop. And this is, where's my ruler? Here we go. This is 3 3/4 by 5, the Petunia Pop. And this is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. Alright, so what I want to do first is I want to stamp my greeting, and then I'm just going to put some flowers around the center, or around the edge. Alright, so we're going to go with thank you. And I'm just going to use my memento. I want to see how straight I mounted that. Not too bad. Alright, so I'm going to stamp my thank you kind of in the center there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp some of my flowers around, and I'm going to use my petunia pop, which I have all over my hand already. Alright, so we have our petunia pop. So I'm just gonna work them around, and then I'm gonna use lemon lime twist just like I did before, because I love these two colors together. So I'm just going to put some leaves kind of sticking their way around there. Okay, so I'm gonna make this be like a single layer. Well, in a way, I'm going to pop something, but I'm not going to make it be too bulky. Alright, so I'm going to put a flower here. And then some more leaves. Okay, so we're just kind of making, you know, like a jungle or something around there. Alright, now remember I said that this stamp set has a really cute splatter. So I love this. I love any kind of splatter. And I'm going to use Pool Party. So like we did before, I had Pool Party on the twist card, and I'm just going to put some splatters around. Okay. Now what I did do was, ahead of time, I stamped a petunia pop flower and a leaf. So I use my tape so it doesn't move, and sometimes it leaves a little adhesive. Okay, so now what I want to do is so this is dried pretty good. You can see the difference, right? Petunia, when it's dry compared to when it's freshly stamped. Can you kind of see how it's a little darker? Because this still has to dry. Alright, so let me get this out of the way. It's nice and messy. Alright, so let's bring our card over. So while that's drying, I'm going to stamp on the inside as well. Just in the corner there. And I didn't put anything on the inside, so that way I can use this card. You know, I can use this card later. Alright, so while this is all drying, let's do the envelope too. I always say do the envelopes, and then I usually, you know, don't do them on the video. Alright, so let's put this on the envelope as well, so that everybody enjoys your card, even the mailman, as he's delivering the mail. And if you want, you could do this right here. So I'm going to do the back side. So I'm going to leave the envelope closed just to get the flap. And let's put a few leaves. And then we're going to open the flap and lay it on here and finish. And this way, only the flap gets decorated. So you've got that cute little flap all decorated. Alright, so let me close these pads. I'm all done stamping. And things should be getting dry. Alright. I go through so many grid sheets. Now, if it's just me stamping, I let it get really dirty. But I want to have it be not too messy looking for you. Alright, so let's bring these over. So, this is dry. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take my light, fresh freesia, and I want to just put a little bit of color in my flower. Not tons, but I just want to add a little bit of color. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the edge here, like in the center. Now I got this really cute card from my friend Patsy, and this is where I got the idea for this card. And I can't wait till Patsy and Tom come out and visit again. So Patsy, if you're watching, love ya, miss ya. Alright, so I'm just putting a little bit of fresh freesia. And this is the light. So see, it just adds a little bit of color. It's kind of similar to the petunia. It's just a little bit lighter. Okay. And the same thing over here. So it just adds a little bit of color to those flowers. And it will move. So see where that petunia wasn't quite dry? So it will move a little bit of it. It'll like blend a little bit of those colors because the petunia is a water base and this is an alcohol base. So they work well together, but it can move, you know, your colors around a little bit. All right. That's why I did the colors that were similar. So if it did do that, it wouldn't be as obvious. All right. So let me get my adhesive here. And so I'm going to glue this to a piece of petunia. That petunia pop is such a fun, bright color, and I love it with a lemon lime twist. Alright, so here is our card base. So let's put this on the inside. So I did not use the die. I did the die for the flower, but I didn't use that long, bubbly lined one. Okay, now this is going to go on here, and I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals. Just so it sits up a little bit. I always grab the baby ones. I swear I have more baby ones than the mama size ones. Alright, so this is going to go on here. I don't think I need the grid sheet anymore. Let me put it over here. All right, I've been sorting DSP for my sale, so watch for that. Alright, and then we're going to take our flower, and we're just going to pop our flower on here. We're just going to find a place where we like it. I kind of like it down here over top. So you can still kind of see this is underneath here. So I kind of like that. So let's put this on here. And I like this. So see how it's coming off? It's staying within the card, so I can put it in the envelope without any issues. But it makes your eye like go off the card because of that. And I like that I can see this leaf underneath there. Alright, so let's put this on. Dimensionals. Again, just make sure that this stays within the card right there, just so it doesn't catch on the envelope when I put it in there. Alright, now I also wanted to put some bling bling, so I'm going to use the Adhesive Back Sparkle Gems because we've got some dark ones here, and I thought, you know, I did the splatter with the pool party, but I have a dark greeting, so I want to have a little bit of dark somewhere, so that kind of makes sense why I used a dark greeting. I didn't want to have it be petunia because I wanted to have a little variation of color, so I'm going to use my sparkle gems here and there. 1, 2, 3, and these are all same size. Well, because I used the smaller ones. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so if I'd have had the little smaller ones, I would have mixed. I would have had some smaller ones in there, but I have used. See, this is where the dark ones should be. But I think I used them on that really fun old phone. Remember, I had put them in the dial. But I love how this turned out. You can see that little bit of sparkle there. It would have looked cute in either direction. Then you could put a thank you down here. It goes any way. All right, so let me get the catalog version. So here's the catalog version, and then here is my twist. So they look quite a bit different. The only thing that is the same is I use the same stamp set. Okay, so let me say see you later, alligator. I don't know which one I like. I think I like them evenly. So let me know what you think. It's never trying to be better than the catalog or the online store samples. But it was super fun to come up with a different one. And thank you, Patsy, for sending me a card. This is the card that Patsy sent me. Oh, gosh. I'm not even sure when. Probably a couple years ago, maybe. But anyways, but that's where I got the idea for this card. All right, so I'm going to say see you later. I will see you tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays. And we're going to do that paper pumpkin for May. And this is the best there is kit. So I haven't even opened it up. It's still in the cellophane. So anyway, so come back tomorrow and we'll be playing with that. And that will be 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. Have a great night, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, bye for now.